poor trapped souls, dragged to a foreign land, surrounded by the mists. What do you seek here? Knowledge, honor, revenge. You clutch onto steel and faith, but you are far from the sight of your God. Know this. He is the ancient. He is the land. And you are trespassing. Last time on D&D, all of our party escaped the horrible death house. With poor baby Walter still not taken care of, the house is still standing behind them. We last left our party reading a letter from Strahd, which read, "Welcome to Borovia," from Count Strahd von Zarovich. And basically that's where we find ourselves. Where everyone's still looking at the letter. There was also a basket which contained a bottle of wine and a small wheel of cheese as just a little gift from Strahd. And immediately a cold wind starts to pick up around you guys. The mist gets thicker and thicker around you and eventually swallows you. As you guys are standing there just breathing in this cold air, the wind really starts picking up. You guys turn around and, you were standing right next to Delphi and Trefor, but now you actually only see Dragar, Percy, and Dragar, you only see Percy. It's like as if the weather is really starting to change too. And the wind is strong, and what do you guys do?
I don't know what to do! Where are you? We're trying to call for the others. Where are you?
You get zero response as you scream into the howling wind.
Grease!
I panic and run forward.
Damn it! Hold up!
Percy just starts running, you follow him?
I go after Percy, don't freak into a panic.
As you guys are running, the cold air filling your guys' lungs, breathing. Eventually you get to what looks like the mist starts to loosen a little bit. Eventually you come to a small little clearing. It's as if you're in the forest. There's pine trees everywhere. And standing there is some sort of figure. Ross, what was your dude's name again? Jakar. You've been wandering in the mist for what seems like hours. The wind has picked up, which you are not ready for. You're just in summer clothes. It was warm where you were just at. After these mists took you, the weather seemed to change drastically. You've been wandering for hours, and eventually you see two figures start running up to each other. And this is when you guys meet.
I don't know what's happening. There's a lot of wind and I'm scared. Who are you?
You guys can barely hear each other over the howling
Why are
wind.
you dressed like that?
What is wrong with my appearance?
You're dressed as if you're from a climate that's more hospitable than this.
I got lost in the mist, and then I found myself here with you.
Same thing happened to us. We just lost our patriarchs a few minutes ago. Have you seen any of them? A younger hunter and a priest?
No, I haven't seen anything. I could barely see 2 feet in front of me until I came upon you.
As you guys are sitting here talking, you can now see that the mist is starting to recede back and you can see a lot farther. You guys are, as I said, are standing in the beginning of a forest. The trees are starting to get really thick to your right, and to your left is where you guys came from. It was more of a plains. The wind is insane,
Can we see anything of?
And now it's like starting to snow.
Can we see anything of direction in any way? Like sort of civilization.
You're looking around all that. Nope, you see nothing but forest. The forest gets thicker and thicker, but you do see a path.
We follow the path.
Into the forest.
Stay on guard and hopefully make it through. We have to find shelter.
You guys can barely hear Dragar over the wind.
It's
The
like walking down
coming
the path.
storm! We have to take the path for
It is
shelter!
Okay, yeah, let's follow them.
Alright. As you guys walk down the path,
Okay.
the wind is still very strong, but with the trees covering it, makes it a lot easier. It's like slightly snowing, but it's like basically like today. That's what I'm picturing. Like the clouds are all gray. It's slightly snowing, and the wind is just howling. And eventually, as you guys keep walking, you come up to a sign, and what you see on the sign reads Orasnou. Looks like some sort of town, maybe. You guys look up and you're shielding your faces from this biting cold wind that you're not dressed for. And as a matter of fact, you guys all gain 1 level of exhaustion because you guys are freezing.
Well, my fur clothes from the house aren't enough.
Yeah, you're just bare-chested.
With a little bit of fur on the eyes.
Yeah. And you guys are freezing.
Well, I guess go to the city.
Quickly!
As you guys are standing here by this sign, you can see a very small village, a collection of 5 pretty small dilapidated buildings surrounding a elongated, what looks to be like a tavern of some sort.
To get drunk!
You just hear him as he's just charging headlong into the wind.
He says a lot of things. Just keep following.
I know it's cold. We'll find clothes in the town. As he's talking to his hand.
Thick gray clouds
interesting.
gather far to the east and north, around the mountain range in the distance. The village you are standing in appears to have withstood a number of winter storms. The walls on the buildings are cleverly weather-worn. Their paint has long since peeled, and heavy shutters adorn every window. There's a little color here. The clouds have turned even the leaves of the trees and bushes gray without life. The breeze starts to pick up, flipping your cloaks about as if nature itself is warning you to turn back. The name can just be made out on the weathered sign on the post by the road, Orasnou.
Wow, man. Well, I guess go to the inn. I don't want to be out here anymore.
It's too cold. I'm wearing sober clothes.
That's
You
right.
guys begin tiptoeing into this, what looks to be an abandoned village, honestly. It's like at the base of a mountain, like a huge mountain range. It's just right at the base of this mountain. And the wind, that's what the wind is coming from. You can even feel it, as we speak. A downdraft directly down the mountain. There aren't many buildings in Orasnou, but one catches your eye. The Hare and Hare. The sign proudly displays the silhouette of a rabbit with crossed razors underneath. It appears to be the only place open at this time of day. The rest of the buildings shuttered and closed. A pot-bellied shopkeeper opens the door and waves to you. Strangers! Come in, come in! There's no sense in you standing out here in the wet and cold. I've got shelter if you're wanting, and wares if you're needing. You guys can barely hear him over
Yeah, I
the
just
howling
wrote
wind.
in.
He's like a sort of like chunky man, waving you guys down.
I just wrote in.
And he like gently grabs your back and like helps you guys. Are you guys all following?
I'm just
Yeah.
following suit.
You guys all get in.
Food and drink!
Oh, the wind immediately stops, obviously, and it's just you get a fill of warmth, and it smells like just like wine, and it like smells like a burning wood in here.
I go to the barkeep and I tell him I want a shot or a glass of your strongest alcohol.
Awesome. The same man who let you guys in, he goes, whew. He turns to you, goes around the bar. He's bald, and he has a very big mustache, a warming smile. I'm Gregory Woolbach. Can I get you a drink?
Drink and food.
You say you want the strongest, huh?
Yes.
Gets out a bottle, puts out a glass, fills it for you. Don't worry, it's on me.
Thank you, kind sir.
Everything's on the house. You guys want some too?
The strongest.
Water, please.
Pours you a
Thank you.
I ain't got no waters, friend.
No, thank you.
This is a bar. Okay.
Thank you for being
Fair
the
enough.
smart one.
He hands you your guys' drinks, and you guys are now standing at the bar. What do you do?
Is it poisoned?
It's
I go
wine.
to the fire and just get warm.
Yeah, you turn around, it's a very small, it's like probably as big as this, honestly. Like the bar is right over here, and then the other half, there's a huge hearth. There's probably 4 empty tables in here, and the only one who's in here is the bartender. You want another one?
I go over to the hearth while they're
One.
drinking.
He doesn't even, he
Can I
pours
get
one
one?
more. Yeah. You start huddling up to the fire.
I get a snack.
Yes.
Okay.
I have
I
a-
begin talking with my new fellow companions.
Alright, what do you, Percy, go ahead and describe yourself, what you look like as you sit down. You're sort of ignited or lit up by the fire. You're ignited by the fire! Fuck, run!
His arms
Get
catching
out
on
of here! No.
His arms catching on fire like mine. I'm like, oh,
Huh?
hey, I have something in common.
It's easy.
Okay.
Don't worry, I edit the fuck out of these videos.
Oh, okay. What was I gonna say? I'm about average height, but I'm pretty athletically built. Actually, like I'm pretty built. Like I'm like 220. You know, pretty stocky actually.
Okay.
Got like a goatee going on with like a fancy kind of mustache, kind of wispy and shit.
I almost picture musketeerish.
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit. Black hair. Yeah.
Have one of those?
Black hair. Sorry.
Thanks, man.
Long hair, like in a ponytail too, but it's all black.
Okay.
And my character, I guess you would describe as more timid and kind of scared of situations, and not the one to lead, and hesitant to do most things, and kind of easily described as a scaredy cat.
Okay.
You sound like Morty.
Yeah, let me just get kind of scared.
New season
Thank
starts
you.
next month.
I know, I'm pumped.
I just don't like situations where I
Dragar, you're still at the bar, right? Okay.
I'm now taking my second drink.
Yeah, you're sitting there
You
drinking.
see me
You're just
shivering
warming
by the
up.
fire.
2 drinks. That's 2 drinks now.
So, what do you look like when you?
I'm about, let's see, I'm about 6'5.5" foot tall, about 200, let's make me both these, 60 to 70 pounds.
Okay.
Reddish beard, reddish medium, a little longer hair here, almost like a mullet, but not quite, a little longer in the front. Scarred, I got 3 bear claws right across my face, and other scars and bear claws across my upper body. I'm bare-chested right now, wearing furred clothing that we took from the horrible house.
Like a barbarian.
I have a
He's a
badass,
barbarian.
yes, a barbarian. I have a badass shield on my back with the engraving of the crest of the raven from Barovia, along with the battle axe. Wait, let me make sure. Yeah, battle axe. Sorry, I didn't want to say anything.
Perfect.
And I'm just big and ready to fight.
Picture
And,
Conan but hairier.
Okay.
and I love combat.
So my character, like I already kind of described, the arm it's doing its own thing right now.
Uh-huh.
Liquor calms it down, so that's why I asked for the strongest shot.
There you go.
Liquor calms it down, and so like my character is like a normal human. The only difference is that arm,
Mm-hmm.
which is already fully exposed. So you can see this thing fucking just shaking all over the place, losing its shit. I have long black hair, kind of like a full beard. I have light summer clothes on because I was basically in a summer climate. So it's a very light cloak, very light shirt, light pants.
So you're probably like,
I'm freezing my ass off. But that's also why I asked for the liquor, which doesn't make any sense. But anyway.
it warms you.
Okay, so you see Percy. He walked over to the fire. He's sort of warming himself. He's just sitting there, sort of just in his own thoughts. You can tell. And you're in the middle of Dragar. Dragar has himself posted up. I have one right here too.
Oh, okay, cool.
Posted up on the. I'll make one for you. Posted up on the bar, and he's just sitting there drinking. What do you do?
I go over to Percy and ask him, because I've already been talking to Jakar for a minute.
Yeah, my first question was, what's up with your arm, bro?
So yeah, let's talk about that.
As soon as you sit down. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Like 3 people walk in. One of them, they're all human. 2 females and a male. And one is obviously some sort of bard. And he doesn't even talk to the bartender or anything. They obviously live here, probably. The 2 ladies walk in the back. And the bard sort of gets up. Like there's like a little bit of a elevatedness to the floor. And he starts strumming away on his guitar ever so slightly.
Oh! Music, huh? That's something I'm not scared of.
He gives you a little and he's just playing on his
It's
lute.
not bad. It's not bad. And I kind of like pull out this fiddle, kind of miss almost. And I start playing it back towards him. I'm like, And I guess
So it's matching in sync. with
performance check.
Yeah, roll performance, my friend.
15.
Plus 5. 20. Oh, no.
Damn, beautiful.
So it matches it, not surpasses it. So it's a degree.
You guys actually like get a pretty good beat going, and you guys are playing for a good, just sitting there playing. You guys' mood for a long time. You actually feel really well.
That's what my character is.
And
Yeah, I'm a bard.
go ahead and roll a d6.
Scared a bird.
Roll a d6 for me, Sean. Because this music, it's just very, as you guys are sitting here in max,
Six.
you guys all gain 6 temporary HP.
Oh,
Cool.
just write that right.
I need a pencil.
Yeah.
I don't. I always give him my pencil.
And then as while he's playing the music, I begin to start telling my story about how I got the idol hammer.
I have 0 pencils.
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
We all have our sins, buddy.
I tried summoning a spell that would cause me to be immortal, and it came out badly. And in the process, in that immortality spell, my arm was engulfed in the flame and became cursed. My hand and my arm has its own personality. The liquor calms it down.
I can see because it looks like it's in all respect halfway out of hell, buddy.
Gregor, are you still sitting at the bar and he's still over
He
by the,
doesn't mean it.
by the
That's
fire?
fine. He doesn't mean it.
You guys are just yelling this across the tavern.
Well, this was the previous conversation. We were all playing that. Now
Yeah.
he walked to go talk to Bruce.
Now we go talk to person.
As he's
Okay.
singing, as he's dancing, and
while he's
doing
trying to
that.
calm himself down.
Okay.
While my hand's just like fucking shittering away, like pissed off.
After you have been sitting there talking with Percy for just a few minutes, Gregory, the bartender, gets out a flask. It's a very fancy bottle filled with some sort of purple liquid. It's the same juice that you guys have been drinking. And he sits down. And he's a very talkative man. He says, have you ever seen any Vistani come through here? They're about 10 day. They should be here 10 days ago.
Stani, I don't understand.
What's a stunning?
What do you mean? You don't know what a Vistani is?
We're not from these parts.
I'm from the east.
Oh, you really are strangers.
Yes.
Oh my, well welcome to Orasnou. I'm Gregory. It's like very awkward for a second. He sits down, pours all your guys' a drink.
Will you explain to us
Tell me your story. Where are you guys from? What are you called?
We're from land. We were brought here by the
You
mist.
two have matching armor is also, you just gotta assume.
Yeah, we were in a bit of a predicament lately, and the weapons and armor was a failsafe for us.
Because you're still over the fire.
Right. Just make sure.
Yeah, no, I got lost in the storm and I met these two and came and found your small town.
We lost a couple members.
Doesn't
of our
really
group.
look like you guys are dressed for the blizzard.
No.
No, by no means.
We've been having crazy weather up here the past couple months. There should be a blizzard any day now. I've seen the signs.
Where exactly is this place?
This is Orasnou, land of Barovia.
Okay.
Yes. I know.
We're a small village, but hey, we're here.
Will you explain to me what year it is you're currently, good sir, just for our own curiosity?
You ask very peculiar questions, my
It's been
fuzzy man.
It's been a very peculiar few days.
Why, it's the year 752.
I look at the both of you. I even look at you as across the way, and you look at you because obviously our time's a lot.
How long have you been in Barovia?
What time is our time?
James,
What?
they were compared to Barovia.
Oh, what?
The time.
What year?
Yes.
We'll just say 2019.
Okay.
What?
Faerun's calendar was 2019, but he just told you it was 752.
Okay.
So, we're back in the past.
We're in another realm.
We're in another realm.
Time is different here.
Okay.
What are you guys talking about?
That's why you and I are looking at each other.
We're just.
Where are you guys from?
We're from. The mist brought us from a very far away land.
What is it called?
Faerun.
Faerun. Interesting.
Yeah.
I've only ever known Barovia. I've heard of Darkon, but I've never been. Only Vistani can get through the mist.
Now tell us more about the Vistani.
The Vistani? Well, what do you want to know? They're basically gypsies, if you will. Bitches.
They can travel the mist, though.
They can travel the mist. Yeah. That's how we get stock. Food. Actually, as you can see, I have some furs, but they're running a bit low.
You have any
Our
left
fur
over?
traders are missing. I don't know what happened to them. The Vistani haven't been by in, almost months now at this point. They were supposed to be here 10 days ago.
Do you know where they linger when they're not traveling through the mist?
They're sort of nomads. He offers you guys, pour you another drink.
Can I purchase one of those furs? How much gold or silver?
Honestly, they're not in good condition. I didn't get a chance to cure them before the blizzard came in, so you can have them. They'll help you for about 2 days
I'll take
before they
one.
get nasty.
I'll take one.
Same.
He motions over.
Same, I got one
and
for
there's
him,
like
too.
a fox. There's a couple wolves. And they're like gray wolves.
I'm gonna take the wolf because I can probably use that later on.
Okay. Do you grab anything, Percy?
I'll take the other wolf, yes.
Sweet.
So I'm covering wolf and bear first.
So you're looking, and I begin to talk to the bartender. So you're missing fur trappers, huh?
Yeah. Laszlo and his wife. I fear the worst because she was pretty pregnant.
Where were they last located, or where they say they were going?
They have a camp west of town, but I think they went east. They've been missing for a few days. Usually they're gone hours. I'm getting pretty worried.
Say we find these fur
All of a sudden-
trappers. Okay, go ahead.
As you're talking, all of a sudden you feel this little bit of fur on your foot. And you look down, there's like a small little puppy. It's a little wolf puppy. Gregory, yeah, this little guy, he wandered in the other day. He's pretty cute. He's like a white little baby wolf, can barely open his eyes. He's that young. Continue, sorry. Just starts petting his little wolf on the table. Are you curious in buying my wolf? I mean, I just got him the other day.
Yeah, how much you want for the wolf?
Well, how much you got?
10 gold pieces.
Roll deception. Or persuasion. Do you actually have 10 gold pieces?
I have no idea.
Okay, roll deception then.
Does it say anywhere on here?
Oh my god, I rolled a 2, don't worry about it.
Okay.
He's a fucking retard.
13.
Yeah, sure!
I don't even know if I have gold.
You just yeah.
What
do you do? Be creative.
I pull out a chain, and I kind of off to the back of my hand, behind my back, I slowly turn the color from silver to gold to make it look like it's gold. I gotta roll for that too. Shit.
Don't worry about it. You do it. You're doing it.
Okay, I turn it to gold and here you go.
And you offer it, and he grabs it for a second. This is the weirdest currency. Where Faerun? He's juggling it, bites it. Ah, okay, yeah. Hands you the baby wolf. It's a little white little wolf. It's like a kid. Very, very young. I didn't even get a chance to name him, so.
Call him Bo. Bo.
Right down, you have a wolf pup.
We're under.
Wherever you want to, for your reference.
He continues on.
Now.
Laszlo and Alina Valduva are the trappers that keep the store stocked with furs, but they haven't returned from their last trip. I already said that.
So anyway, I was gonna ask. Hold on. Call Bo. Because I'm gonna grow this little fucker and make him into my wolf. But anyway. No, say we find your trappers. What's in it for us if we locate them?
Are you for hire?
I would say I am. What
Yeah.
about you two?
Need the money to survive in this world, and we're just...
How about 20 gold?
How about
I can give you 10 now, 10 when you return.
no? Make it 40.
See, we're pretty poor. Roll perception, persuasion. We're pretty poor, he says.
Charisma, I have +1.
Yeah, it was your choice. I remember trying to tell you otherwise. And he was like, "Yeah, let's straight dex."
Sorry, I really don't have that much money. I mean, we're pretty poor, as you can tell.
Yeah.
Plus, with Laszlo and Alina missing, I just have no money. I can offer 20 gold.
20 gold plus whatever furs you got right now, because we're gonna have to traverse through the winter, through the snowstorm.
He strokes his mustache. Tell you what. You guys collect me some furs, and I'll give you more money.
Sounds good.
Bring me as many furs as you can when you come back, and we'll talk.
Sounds good.
All right, off we go. Actually, I gotta go to Percy. Like, is he still playing? Is Percy still playing? Because I'm assuming.
Percy has no idea what the fuck's going
Yeah, I
on.
guess
So I
so.
do.
I tracked down Percy as he's calming. He's playing down to slightly more John Hill tunes, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, seems like it's right.
No, you're good, dude.
All right. So what are we? Are we gonna leave the? What's going on?
I kind of let
It
update
is
Percy
actually,
what's going on. How we just gonna make some money.
You guys might want to stay the night. You might not want to. It's like about 4 o'clock in the afternoon right
With the
now.
blizzard going.
You've been warned of a blizzard.
Yeah, we'll stay the night.
Stay the night. We'll do it first.
Talk to these gypsies.
Okay.
Because that's what they were saying, right? They came in from the town.
You guys sort of stand up, and then Gregory explains to you. I would say not going into the blizzard.
Right. It seems like a viable
Plus your
option.
S. Yeah.
I say we stay the night. What about you two?
Probably for the best.
Yeah.
Recover.
I don't like going outside at all.
Well, you're gonna have to, because we need you. Well, no, we stay the night tonight and recoup and recover.
Sounds like a good plan.
Alright.
I really wish I'd put more info as well.
I tried to tell you.
Well, that's what,
He
Especially
wanted
as a
strength
warlock.
and dex. He didn't care. He's like, I'm a hexblade anyway.
Oh, I see. Okay, I see. As the hand is just like looking at me, kind of mad that I fucked up the talking. It's just like ranting in like I
More.
can understand him
Right.
because it's cursed because it's like its own personality.
is it like an angry voice?
It's yeah. Sometimes it's just like he'll attack me and I have to restrain it.
It's like, you
So
failed at that.
So sometimes I'll pull out kind of like a hand muzzle, okay, and it goes over the hand and it's just like a strap. It's like a brace.
There you go.
Jeez.
And it's just, arm just shakes like,
Violently
and
sometimes.
it's screaming.
Because the drunker I get, the more calm it is. And the bartender picks up on this. And he's like, "What's going on with your arm?" I turn to the bartender. Don't pay attention to it. You don't want. Yeah, you don't want to know.
You don't want no part of this shit.
You don't want any part of this. Don't
I mean, I'm just like, huh.
I know you keep looking at it, but I've already explained to you what it is.
Gregory
That's
sort
why
of
I'm
walks
just
up
kinda
to you
like,
guys. So I heard you guys were saying about staying the night or something?
Yes. As far as we are staying the night.
Well, I've got one room. It's in the attic. Not really any beds. we're not really a kind of drink and stay kind of place. Usually, all my customers are just, the locals. He waves to the bard. Hey, Fred.
I'll sit in a chair by the hearth, just because I don't trust anybody. I've been wandering the land for a long time.
Like right
The
into
two
a corner.
females actually come out and they're dressed, pretty poor. You can tell that they're like just peasants, and they just start cleaning. They just begin sweeping and stuff.
And then I
They're
just
just
like,
starting to begin cleaning and
well,
closing
are
up
they
shop.
attractive?
One of them's attractive.
I asked the one who's really attractive. Dance with me, my lady. As the music's playing.
Roll persuasion.
Let's see how.
I'm gonna make some more coffee in a
Are
minute.
we ready for this? This is gonna be the most perceptive roll. Let us raise.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm just chilling in the chair by the hearth, kind of like Percy trying to.
I kind of just sweep her off her feet and start taking her around with some kind of dancing of the times that was whatever. Hello.
Okay, so you walk up to this lady, and at first she resists you a little bit, but you guys begin dancing and just having a good time. Everyone's pretty much paying attention to you, and as the night continues, a little bit of more and more people come, and the bar starts to actually fill up a bit. The bar starts to fill up, and all the locals have come back from doing their daily jobs in this in the winter, and after about a few more hours of this, it begins to die down again. You guys have all been drinking this entire time, mostly, besides you, Percy, I think, right?
I'm still talking to the barmaid. To the one.
Okay, so
As they were hanging out in the bar room, I went upstairs to try and get a little bit of extra sleep because I was so tired from being scared.
yeah, over that hour or so, you guys see Percy sort of walk off and go into the inn.
So what are we doing here?
We're just in the inn right now, sort of waiting for Ross.
Is the woman still with me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I
going
mean,
to...
eventually, you guys aren't dancing for 3 hours, but
Have I been...
Have I
been
banged.
wooing her
Yeah.
passionately?
Making moves as a barbarian, wooing. You bang me, yes?
I mean, not that's retarded, but... Do I have to roll for it, James?
Yeah, dude. I'd say so.
yep, it's
Charisma.
yep,
Straight up
straight charisma. I've already rolled. Dude, I got a 14 as well, but you get to add your charisma, so.
I don't have any of this.
You woo her successfully,
Yes.
and you can feel like she's definitely liking you. She resisted for a while at first, but
You forcing yourself onto a woman?
A little bit, yeah.
there it is.
I mean, why
And
fuck
she
not?
says, "Take me upstairs, darling."
And away we go.
She sort of winks at Fred. Fred winks back. The bard.
Shit.
All right.
I'm still sitting there in the corner now, trying to take care of my new wolf pup. Got him sitting there in
Just
my...
sleeping in your arms.
Yeah,
Thing is like days, maybe weeks old.
that's fine.
So young.
I can train him. So what's going on? You're dancing with someone when you took her upstairs?
I'm
Yeah,
about
Percy
to-
retired, went to bed, and Dragar danced with this woman and, was buying her drinks all night. And a few people came and gone. But, over the next couple hours, you guys basically learn a couple things just from talking and bullshitting with the other villagers, you know what I mean?
I was gonna say when I was coming back down with the new coffee, I was gonna start talking to some people. But
Okay, so who do you approach?
what were the two villagers that came in at first?
They're like the barmaids. They're 2 females.
One of them's upstairs with me currently.
One's with Dragar and
One is with me currently.
one is still cleaning. There's a few villagers that have wandered in and, are just casually nursing a mug at the bar.
I just go along. Hey, what's your name?
So you approach this man sitting at the bar. He's actually a little bit better dressed than anybody else sitting at the bar. Everyone else is in, rags and fur, warming them from the winter. But you actually approach a man who has a long black fur cape, and he seems to be almost like full of himself. He's been pouring everyone drinks as soon as he arrives, and he talks very loud with a booming voice. You approach this man. He turns around. He's gray. He has balding hair, and he is obviously drunk. His cheeks are warm with alcohol. Hey, how can I help you? What are you?
Oh, just thought I'd come by and, have
He's
some
like
company.
wobbling. He grabs on your shoulder. Have you drank yet today? He peeks in your cup. You need a little bit of top off.
Yeah, I could use some more liquor.
Hey, fill us up.
Don't pay any mind to it.
Fills up your cup. Now that's a story. Have a seat. He turns around. There's an open seat next to him.
Not from around here, are you?
I am actually.
Oh,
This is my town. The Burgomaster,
Burgomaster.
Ivan Randovich. He gives you like this. Shakes your hand. He's like, quite a strong grip you've got there.
And his head's like, God damn.
Yeah, Kalix does his own thing. That's the name.
Yeah.
What brings you here, stranger?
Just got lost in the storm, needed some shelter. Also looking for some work, but it looks like we're already on our way tomorrow to look for some trappers.
Oh, you mean Laszlo
Aye,
and his wife?
that'd be Laszlo.
Wow. Well, that would be much appreciated. This town isn't much without them. Laszlo and Alina. They went missing a few days ago. Have you got any leads yet?
Yeah, kind of, from the barkeep. Says, they went west. They haven't been back in a few days.
East. I think it was east.
Was it west?
It was east.
Their camp is to the west. They were east.
They went east, my bad. They went east.
Yeah, it says they were heading to their usual campsite about 4 to 5 hours to the east, along a well-marked trail, if I remember correctly.
Walmart Trail, that helps. Considerably.
They were very convenient.
Very convenient.
Very convenient.
As a matter of fact, I think they're. You can tell that it's a main path. The Vistani tag everything with red. Red Vistani are. They're more of the nomadic traders, the travelers, if you will. The blue, they're more about the future, so hobble gobble. I don't pay much attention to it. Everyone's trying to read my cards. I don't care. I'm here, I'm only care about my village. And Laszlo and, you know, his wife and their little kid. I told them not to leave. We're about to have a blizzard.
Why were they so desperate to leave?
You can see he's like visibly stressed.
Yeah, I can tell. Why were they in such a hurry?
Well, everybody in the village here is just, you know, with all this harsh winter, very unnatural. It comes and it just doesn't go away. It's as if we're being punished for something.
I kind of mumbled to myself, like, yeah, because we're like about and my hand looks at me and is like, yeah, I know.
One thing I do know is Alina always wears a choker, emblazoned with a raven. She has never been seen without it.
And my first response is, what's a choker?
I guess I would describe it as like a little, like it chokes, like a little pendant on your neck.
Okay.
It chokes you.
Chokes you.
Some people like it. I don't know. My
I
wife was a bit of a prude. That's why I killed her.
I killed her. Oh, okay.
Okay,
Dark really quick.
Hey, give us another one. Keep it up, Fred.
And they say we're fucking crazy.
My role play is something real great.
Yeah, as we continue this conversation, Dragar, what are you up to?
I'm assuming getting balls deep in that vein.
Fascinating.
Awesome.
No, I'm just
Good job,
kidding.
Jimmy.
I'm kidding. In all seriousness, we drank, we talked, we had fun, and then move on to the sounds of this.
But seriously, fucking.
As well. No more.
Well,
Alright, so as we go on, we learn more stuff about the story.
Okay. Yeah, Laszlo, and he never spoke about what he did before coming to Orasnou. But Alina fell quickly and madly in love with him shortly after his arrival. Her family has historically lived somewhere out in the forest, I think to the west. And they've always been a bit rough around the edges. Alina and Laszlo... Watch it! God. Alina and Laszlo were clearly two souls that were meant for each other. It's very sad.
Very sad indeed.
I fear the worst. Wolves are everywhere in this forest.
Wolves, you say?
Yes, absolutely. Some as big as my horse.
Awesome.
Also werewolves.
Werewolves?
Yeah. Better be prepared. That's why we don't travel, you know. They won't come into the village. Sometimes they will, but we have it pretty well defended.
You sure it's not some crazy dude out in the woods dressed as a wolf?
Of that I can't be sure. I haven't left the village since I was 20. Many years ago.
You haven't left the village since you were 20.
Yeah.
So you've heard his wise tales?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. I just keep drinking while my hand is just kind of like mumbling to me.
He notices
I think it's
the
funny.
wolf.
You're yeah.
And he says, someone dropped off that wolf and limped off into the woods well before sunrise. About 5 days ago.
Yeah, I just purchased it, so...
Why do you have it? Oh, you purchased it.
Yeah.
Ah, that's nice.
And,
Yeah, bartender is always, Gregory, he's always trying to sell stuff. I guess that's why he's successful. Even in this small village.
does anybody know what that particular person, who it was, or why he dropped off the wolf?
Ooh, Laszlo?
That was Laszlo.
Oh, no, the figure.
Figure.
No, I didn't see it myself, of course. Yeah, Fred, you'll have to talk to Fred about that. He actually found the wolf.
So,
We're a bit of a close-knit family here. We have to thrive off each other. We each have our own jobs, you know. And unfortunately, the fur trade is really throwing a wrench in our things. Can't think of the word currently. In our gears, I think.
years.
Moving on.
Alright. As I drink some more of the whatever I'm drinking, I go over to Fred and I start talking to Fred. I slowly learn whoever this character is, the stranger.
You're walking over to Fred.
Yeah, I
So-
talk over to Fred.
there you go.
Eventually, like as you were talking to the burgomaster, which basically a burgomaster is like the mayor.
The burger.
The burgomaster. He makes burgers.
Okay.
No, so eventually, you know, like he's just been playing music this whole time, and he's seems very approachable. He's has short brown hair, and he has his fur coat on like towards at his feet, and he's strumming away.
I hear your name is Fred.
Yeah, I'm Fred.
I'm Jakar.
Nice to meet you, Jakar.
I heard there was a man or a stranger that dropped off this wolf that I just purchased.
Yeah, this morning, or no, 2 days ago.
Is there anything you can tell me about him?
Why does everyone have the same voice?
I don't know. I do know.
Yeah, a few days ago.
Okay.
This man is very clean shaven, pretty charismatic. How long have you been in town? He like talks with his guitar too. But here's the thing.
Great. I just arrived. I was lost in the storm when I found this bar. This tavern.
Yeah, play here every day. The wolf should be pretty cool to have. I wanted it, but Gregory wouldn't let me keep it.
Yeah, I think it'd be a great addition. I'm so fairly new to D&D, it's ridiculous.
What? What is D&D?
Never mind.
Never heard of that, my
Just kind of
friend.
like out of game. No, okay. Well, is there anything else you can tell me about this stranger? And then you said he was heading. I heard he was heading off into the woods or to the east.
Yeah, he went east. It was very early this morning. I was out checking cows, and I saw a figure. I was gonna go approach it, and he ran away. And as I was chasing him, I found this puppy wolf. Took him back to Gregory. I always come back to Gregory. He's pretty wise, almost like the village leader. Besides, you know, the burgomaster. He's more of the financial leader, whereas Gregory, everyone trusts him. He's a nice guy. I noticed he didn't even charge you for your wine,
Yeah.
nor your pelts. So
Pelts are in fair condition. They should.
He did charge him. He got that gold colored chain.
Yeah. The gold cover chain. I pulled out of my ass.
yeah, unfortunately, that's all I really know, man. Pretty much it.
All right. And you said the burgomaster was already in the town, or the tavern?
Yeah, he was that first guy you were talking to
Okay.
at the bar.
So I already talked to him, the bartender, and him. So I think that's about it, really. I just pick up my drink and I say, well, thank you. I'm glad you found this pup. He's now mine.
He says, "Hey," picks up his cup, clings to. Cheers.
Cheers.
He starts playing away on his lute.
Yeah, he kind of seemed ominous, too.
A little weird.
A little weird, yeah.
As the night goes on, people leave, and Gregory says, "Hey, last call! You guys want any more drinks? Get over here."
I'll take one more.
Of course. Greg, are you retired?
I don't know if I use that word, but I'm not at the bar.
You're done
Didn't
for the
say
night.
I'm retired, but I'm doing some work
And
upstairs.
so we're clear, I've been also, despite doing what I've been doing, I've also been trying to get a feel of the local.
Okay, so
Where we
first
are.
Not only am I just banging her, I'm asking her questions.
While I'm banging her.
Right.
So you're from around here.
Yeah.
she passed the scout. You roll strength for me. Actually, dexterity. See how long you can
What's
last.
that bitch?
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
kind
grab
of
some coffee.
Beautiful roll.
What'd you
Wow.
get? What'd you roll?
17.
God damn, I barely reach
You
you.
guys fuck for hours.
You just roll against Jake to determine how long you bang.
Yep, I just added our numbers.
Alright.
Would you say the guy in the corner playing the guitar that was you was kind of like the devil with the clean shave? Kind of.
He forgets the horns aren't here.
Yeah, my bad.
No, you're
All
alright.
good.
I'm just,
James was like wearing horns.
yep, it's true. Alright,
It's confusing Ross, James.
sorry. Should I take them off every character? Pop in my key? Okay. So, Percy, you're like in like a corner of the
Oh, I thought I
room.
went to bed, remember?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
went to bed.
and you're doing your thing.
Oh, this one's bed. Remember earlier?
Yeah.
I'm up in the room sleeping dark.
Yeah.
On the floor, possibly, or a chair. I don't know.
Come closer, Dick.
I'm sorry. Lazy.
I need to karate.
Need to move.
So, Dragar, after fucking for hours, she passes out on top of you, and you're slightly drunk as well, so sleep comes pretty easily. And Percy, you've been asleep for hours after doing what you do, and eventually, Jakar comes up and retires as well. Percy, you have a very weird dream.
You bet.
You
Right now for me, I guess.
Oh, you're
okay? So first
I'm
off,
having a dream.
you start listing off into sleep.
Mm-hmm.
You're standing there in a mist-filled forest.
Yeah.
Before you is a giant tree. Ravens around you. It's cold, quiet. Your feet crunch on pine needles as you're walking.
Mm.
You get up close to this tree, and it's a huge, hollowed out tree, twisted evilly. Very dark energy comes off this tree. You get closer, and you can't. You know you're dreaming, but you know it just happens, and you're going to reach out for this tree, and you touch it, and all of a sudden the tree starts growing vines, and it wraps around your arm, and it goes around and around your arm, and it just, and then all you see is Percy screaming, and then blackness, and then you wake up. You all three wake up the next morning, and it's pretty cold up in the attic. Dragar, Percy, you wake up first. You wake up with a shake. You're breathing. You look around. Jakar, what is it?
Jakar.
Jakar, okay.
Yeah.
Jagar. It's fucking with me.
Change.
Jakar and is passed out, still sawing logs. Dragar has his arm wrapped around a female, and they're both completely naked. No blankets, obviously.
That's great.
You guys didn't see him in the darkness of the night. You can smell food. What do you guys do? You two wake up right now.
I begin to head down to the bar because I'm starving.
Is it morning or night?
It's morning.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, thank you, my dear. You were wonderful.
I don't even go near him because like I don't want to.
I assume I was in a different room than them. I went up with the chick. Assuming the chick got
When you guys come to the main part of the bar, it's completely empty. It's definitely still morning. You get the sense that it's very early. Like it just smells. You know what I mean? This
Yeah.
morning air.
Looking around, is the bar keeping the barn around?
Nope. Nobody's here.
Nobody's here. Not even a bartender. What the fuck? I begin to kind of look around, trying to see if there's anything else going on. Like, if there's anybody. Is there a back room or is it just the bar?
It's like one. It's just the
There's
bar.
one open room.
And like the stairs are right by the bar, so as you're coming down the stairs, you can look and see behind the bar, and then it's just the rest of the tavern.
But we can smell food.
Yeah, all the chairs are like on the top of the table, and there's like basically like this, but it's like another little hallway, and that's where you can hear the clinking of glasses.
I go into the hallway to check it out.
As you guys walk into this hallway, it's like a whole nother little area, and food, bacon, fills your nostrils, and it's like a small area. There's one long table. And Gregory is sitting there behind. He has a white chef's hat on. Hey, rise and shine, sweethearts. Have a seat. Have a seat. Perfect timing.
I calmly push the food like, food.
You're just butt ass naked still.
No, I put clothes on.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm still.
He's like,
there.
and then he runs back upstairs.
Oh god!
I'm thinking to myself, I am still broke as fuck, and I'm like, and I ask the bartender, I'm like, how much is the food?
Oh, it's from the house.
Thank God.
And Percy pipes up, I thought I heard maybe you were going to pay us in advance before we did the job.
Yeah, of course. Is that, can we, yeah, I guess I'll be right back. And he
Thank
says,
you.
go help yourselves. and there's food like set up on plates. It's just bacon and eggs and like bread.
You might want to slow down there after a full night.
He's been gone for about 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah, and then he comes back in a little rushed. It's just weird. Thought I only had 20 gold, but I have 25 gold now.
Ah, holding out, huh?
It's a little weird, though. Okay, well, I guess I can still give you guys a good 12.
That works.
And we head east. That's where they were seen.
Yeah. Head east on some well-named trail.
And as I finish the last of my food, take a drink of whatever coffee variant this is. Assuming they have coffee.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
And then gulp. Off we go, gents.
I grab as much bacon and food as I could stuff into my cloak because I'm broke as shit.
And you're
Great
done.
toss.
Right.
Had much to say, and that was it.
Yeah, he's a little bit quiet. He's the shepherd in these parts, but
Shepherd.
yeah.
He would know more about the land than anybody.
Just curious, I have his bag. He left it here.
Can I take a look at the bag?
Flops it.
I open the bag.
It's empty.
Empty. Do you mind if I take the bag in case we find him so I can return it?
It's like a leather pouch. Yeah, that'd be great, actually. He's actually on the way. A little bit north of town, but you guys will be heading that way.
I take the bag, I enchant it. So now it has like this ability to like store magical shit. I can put as much magical shit in there as I want.
Now, see, that is a nice idea. but
You just
that-
create it into
yeah.
a bag of holding.
Right. So
Yeah.
that you have to try and like find objects and items.
Oh,
No, you're
okay.
fine. You're fine.
We can work with it, though. We can work with it.
Because like I literally came here with nothing but the clothes. And
Yeah, that's what he wanted. He wanted us all to start like that, so none of us really have any magical items or anything.
Because I mean, you can find I can buy a leather bag for this dude later.
Yeah.
So
No,
you're sitting there, you have this bag, and you're just like thinking of bag of holding. Unfortunately, that's not your skill set at the moment. But
Okay.
you're like, you're like, this would be sweet. This would be an awesome bag of holding.
Hence the gold chain that I gave you.
Yeah,
It's
'cause
like,
typically-
we enchant this shit.
Because typically they look like almost like a satchel.
Okay.
But this is like a leather backpack,
Oh,
basically.
backpack.
Or it's like a pouch. Yeah.
Okay.
I would say it's more of like a pouch.
Gotcha.
Okay. So he turns around and if watch out for the blizzard. It could be today or tomorrow. Not sure. Don't be gone for more than about 4 hours. I know their campsite is pretty far, but you should make it.
Off we go then.
Tis a merit. Yes, we shall go.
All right. With your guys' bellies full, nice warm food.
I put all the bacon and stuff in the pouch.
Dragar, you have a little bit of a hangover, but you're all right. You have just a
Okay.
slight headache,
The
but you'll be all right.
The pup is also in the pouch.
Yeah,
Just
you've slung him over your back.
munching on the bacon.
Nice. You threw a couple of pieces of bacon in there for him.
There you go, Bob. Hey, Jazz. You're my bow.
Okay. As you guys walk outside, a chill wind blows from the low mountains. I think we should actually pause right here.